Okay, we're on the road again. And I'll be honest, I still haven't really decided what I want to do. So for now, I'm continuing to head south. About 20 kilometers away, there's a small town called Burr. Burr has some historic sites of its own, so I'll visit them at the very least, and then I think by the time I get there, I might have it decided in my head what I want to do. Maybe I'll just stop for a bit, have a look at the map, and see what's ahead of me and what's to the side of me towards Dublin. I kind of like the spontaneous nature of this trip now, to be honest. Like, laying out a plan and sticking to it is nice and all, but not knowing what's going to happen ahead of you is actually quite liberating. So the time at the moment is 7:20 a.m. I was supposed to wake up at 5 a.m, however I stayed up late sorting out footage, getting the memory cleared up, so I should have enough memory for a few hours, I think. But yeah, leaving Shannonbridge now. This is the same route I took when I first bought Duck, so this road is a road I'm familiar with. Okay, Belmont is where I went on my first trip on the way to Dublin, so there's the turn off. However, I'm not taking it this time. So that turn off there. Now I'm in uncharted territory. Actually, no, I'm not. I went down this road a little last night, mainly because there was a castle down here I wanted to see, but the castle was fenced off. Okay. He's setting up for the day. You see, he's putting up his umbrella, putting up a chair, because he's going to have to stand there for the day and just say, "Do not come in here." Holy shit, 160 each? Are you kidding me? That's the lowest price I've seen yet. Careful. Jesus Christ. You could have just waited. Then go. Jesus. Impatient. That person tried to overtake me on a crest. I mean, it just boggles the mind, really. People just go against their own instincts when it comes to, like, oh, I'm late for work, let me just endanger myself to get there. Alright, welcome to the village of Kinnitty. I was able to find a cafe here. It's about 15 kilometers away from Burr on the way to Dublin. And thank God I found it, to be honest, because it's one of the more relaxing places I've been able to go to. So I noted something on the map. It's called Kinnitty Pyramid. Looks like it might be an art creation, I'm not really sure. But it's kind of like a pyramid out of place, so it's just up the road here. So I'm gonna have a look at it and see what the story is. Look, I think it's just stuck. Yeah, okay. Just a rusty gate. I hope they give me a story about what this place is. I think it's bolted shut, so nobody can go inside. That is a heavy duty door. But look at it. And it's built in a slanted formation as well. Look at the stones. A zigzag pattern all the way to the top. I gotta say, it's just like, it's totally out of place. But I'm assuming that sign is gonna give me some answers about what this place is. Kinnitty Pyramid is reported to be the only one of its kind in Europe, as an exact replica of the Pyramid of Cheops located in Egypt. The walled moat surround is in the shape of a keyhole, again in keeping with the original Egyptian design. Okay. The building of the pyramid was directed by Lieutenant Colonel Bernard for his family, the Bernards of Kinnitty Castle, on his return from Egypt in circa 1830. Oh, it's that old! Holy crap! It's well over 100 years old. Records tell us that there are 6 people buried in the underground chamber of the pyramid and are members of the Bernard family. Oh, so it's the burial chamber as well. That's why it's sealed off. Margaret Bernard, Colonel Thomas Bernard, Colonel Scroop Bernard, Thomas Bernard, the Lieutenant Colonel himself. I'm assuming that's probably one of the reasons he wanted it. He wanted to be buried like the pharaohs of old. I'm gonna have to look that up, but that is fascinating. In terms of where you want to be buried, I'll build myself a pyramid and bury myself in it. There you go. Well, that was cool. And that's another one for the inner of Ireland. You won't find any pyramids on the Wild Atlantic Way. I can't fucking believe it. I dropped my glasses on the road. I left them on the back of the bike and they got run over by a tractor. They're completely shattered. Fuck. This trip is now over. I can't believe I did that. I'm gonna have to find an optician's. I can't ride properly without my glasses. Fuck. Oh man, this fucking sucks. Oh boy. Okay. Alright. So, I'm on my way south again. About 15 kilometers from here is a small town, and that town has a local optician. So I'm hoping to be able to do something for me. It's not likely, but I'm gonna try anyway, because not having glasses is extremely inconvenient for me, particularly while riding. Now, my vision's not that bad. I can actually see into the distance, so if there's cars and stuff like that coming and behind me as well, I can see them perfectly fine. It's just everything is very slightly out of focus. It's like if you're playing a game at a slightly lower resolution, so text on signs and stuff like that is going to be hard for me to read, but I'm still able to drive, so I should be fine. I mean, it's just a stupid mistake for me to make. I mean, I can't believe I did it. And it's not the first time on this trip I've dropped my glasses either. And it's not the first time I left them on the back of the bike either. The first time, day 2 in the camping ground when I was leaving it, I dropped my glasses on the ground and marked the lenses a bit, but I couldn't notice it when I was wearing them, which I was like, thank God. Then a couple of days later, I left them on the back of the bike and set off, but luckily they stayed on the bike. And now this time, I left them on the back of the bike and I saw this site nearby that had a bunch of mystical tree carvings and stuff like that, like a natural kind of like fairy forest. So I was eager to go see that. And then I drove off with the glasses on the back and they fell off in the middle of the road. And I only noticed about 100 meters up the road. So when I tried to go back, I noticed a tractor coming up the other way, and it ran over my glasses, and the glasses were completely destroyed. But yeah, that's essentially marked the end of the ring. So it's time to turn around and make my way all the way back to Dublin. Okay, here we are. So optician should just be up the road. Okay, unfortunately, they couldn't help me. So, I need to make my way home. It's a shame, really, but it's the nature of what I've done. Like, I destroyed my thing, so it is what it is. Would I say I'm disappointed? Yeah. It's not really how I wanted this trip to essentially now come into its close, but I have to consider safety because I can't continue without glasses. Welcome to County Laois, Ireland's ancient east. I think I want to give the bike a once over before I continue, so I'm going to find the next gas station. I'm going to stop, give everything a check, make sure everything's okay, and then I'll continue on. I want to make as much ground up as I can today. I also get a distinct inkling that she's not running as efficiently as I thought. Maybe the fuel I put in her yesterday wasn't very efficient. Maybe I'll give her some nice premium fuel when I get there. I'm going to check the oil as well just to make sure. Oh, nice smooth road. Boris in Azori. I assume Boris in Azori has a petrol station for me to utilize. Okay. Oh. You gotta love bungee cords. They're just so easy to use. But straps have their uses as well for tensioning everything up, like so. So let me put this bike aside so I can have a look at it. Plenty of oil. It's in good nick as well. Right, I'm freaking determined not to let this thing end on a sour note. I'm not going home, tail between my legs, just going, oh, the last day I failed. Forget that. So, we're finishing this how we started. Welcome to Aghaboe Abbey. Celebrates 50 years, I'm assuming, for being open to the public, I say. To Canis in 577. And resigned to become a missionary. Bishop Salzburg, Austria. Abbey plundered by the Norsemen in 913. Great church built relics, St. Canis enshrined. New church was built, which is the one behind, I think. Church and shrine of St. Canis destroyed by fire during an attack by Dermot Fitzpatrick of Azori on the Norman castle erected on moat in the adjoining field. Okay, so there was a castle with a moat in an adjoining field, apparently. 1984, ruins of Abbey repaired and preserved by local community and friends. That's in 1984. Sweet. Oh wow. commemorate the visit of the Austrian ambassador, His Excellency Dr. Paul Liefer, to Aghaboe Abbey in 2001. I think it's primarily because there's some relationship between Salzburg, Austria. I think it was due to one of the older bishops. I think him, Bishop of Salzburg, Austria, and his associate, Aghaboe Abbey, 1924-2010. A grave here as well. James Phelan and his wife Margaret, and Mary Phelan and her husband Patrick. May they rest in peace. I think this was, the valuables would have been kept here, and there would have been a gate here, I think. Then they would have been opened up and taken out during services. Similar to that one there. Regional and National Prize winner competition for community achievement, sponsored by the Bank of Ireland in 1989. Erected to commemorate the visit of Mary McAleese, which is one of our former presidents, to Aghaboe Abbey in 1998. I was gonna say sarcophagus. It kind of looks like one, but it could have just as well. I think this was an altar actually, because it looks like a sarcophagus when you look at it. Like it looks like a coffin. Donated by McKeown Stone, 1986. Okay, so this also, a new lid was placed on there. Okay, so I'm assuming, I think that's the actual altar, but the top stone was replaced. And you can see there's a church behind there as well, but I don't think I'm able to get access to it. I'll give it a try in a few minutes. I really need to break these 50s into smaller notes so I can do donations and stuff like that. Still, it's a beautiful abbey. I love the singular tree that's growing in the back as well. That tree is not that old though. I'd say that tree, do you know, that tree was probably planted at the same time the abbey was restored. So I'd say it's roughly 50 years old. Still, you can see, as far as abbeys go in Ireland, this one's actually in remarkable condition. Alright, on the road again. Even though this journey is coming to an end, to be honest, I've no regrets. Despite everything that's happened, like, everything that could happen to me did happen to me. But I wouldn't trade this experience for anything, to be honest. To quote one of my favorite characters in Final Fantasy XIV, to live is to suffer. And I lived on this trip, and I suffered on this trip. I've experienced some of the best qualities of Ireland, and frankly some of the worst qualities, but it's given me a picture on what the state is of Ireland in the countryside and in the small villages, towns, and even the smaller cities. I'm usually isolated from such things because I live in Dublin, which is the capital city. So it's good to actually just get informed. Like, the people I've met on this trip have just been so nice. It's a contrast to Dublin in many ways, where a lot of the people in Dublin are not very social. Like, when you've just so many people around, it's hard to socialize. But in smaller villages and towns, it's so easy to get along with people and to meet new people. Like Lily, for example, who helped me out when I had my puncture. So she looked after me, she gave me juice, she gave me chocolate. and we just struck up a nice conversation about her life and my life. And then Marie, who looked after me at the B&B yesterday and even made me a lunch for today. I think that's the first legitimate biker I've actually seen on this trip. Oh, what a nice road. I mean, the road surface is not that great, but I kind of wish I had my glasses now to appreciate this fully. I was turning, okay. I was like, wait, why is he going in there? He's going into his field, that's why. Okay, so turn here. This place is pretty buzzing. It's probably because it's approaching lunchtime, but even so, freaking A, it's buzzing around here. Okay, the hotel's just up here. I think that's it at the side there. It's big, which is good. Big is good. Yeah, this is it. Okay. Yeah, I assume they have a bar or something. That looks like it's it for the public to use. Ideally, and where I can be seen. Okay. Whew. Right. Okay, some context for what you're about to see. I stayed in the hotel cafe sorting footage for about a half an hour. While I was there, I noted there was a castle nearby, so I decided to drive there real quick, leaving the GoPros in my bag charging, which is why I didn't record the accident. Guys, I'm in trouble. I fell and the bike went down. And I think I broke something in my hand. You can see there. Yeah, I definitely broke something. The rest of me is okay. The armor took the brunt of it, but I think I broke my knuckle. But yeah, I slided. I'm largely fine. I just needed to catch my breath. I think Duck's okay. Yeah, I think Duck's okay, but I broke the stand, broke my visor, I hit my head, the visor came off. I need to catch my breath. I need to catch my breath. I can't believe I did that. I wanted to let a Jeep through because I missed my turn. And I turned and I went in and I broke my hand. I've never broken a bone in my life and I can feel it. I need to sit. I need to sit. I need to sit. Right, I need to move before this gets worse. I need to find a hospital. I can't fucking believe I did this. And I don't know if Duck's okay or not, but I need to drive to a hospital. Ow. Oh, my hand is really hurt. You can tell, see the lump? Oh. Okay, I need to go now. Let's go now. Okay, so it's been a few days now. It's actually Monday, so my accident happened on Thursday. So yeah, pretty much just to recap what happened. So after the fall, I didn't even realize I actually broke a bone in my hand. So I broke the fifth bone in my little finger. So the only thing I noticed is my knuckle disappeared. So I had no idea what happened. I was in the middle of, well, I wasn't in the middle of nowhere, but I was far away from any help essentially. So I needed to get somewhere quick. So I hopped back on the bike. It took a while to get the bike started, mind you. And I hoofed it about 8 kilometers to the nearest town, which was the town of Port Darlington. Now, Port Darlington had a Medi Centre there, which is a GP essentially. So they saw me right away, thanks to them, and they gave me a letter of recommendation to go to Tullamore, which was about an hour away from that town. So it's like a large town or even close to a city. What happened then is I got into the hospital. They gave me an x-ray and they told me what was wrong, and then proceeded to set the bones back into place because it was a full break of the fifth bone of the little finger. So they did that and they bandaged it up as it is right now. Then they gave me a second x-ray, and the x-ray showed that the bone had not set properly, so they decided to schedule me for surgery, but they couldn't schedule me that day. And I've been waiting days to hear when I'll be getting the surgery, and I literally heard an hour ago that I'm going for surgery first thing in the morning. So it's been an eventful time, to be perfectly honest. I had a great time, to be perfectly honest. Like, would I do it again? Absolutely. I'm not going to be able to use the bike for a few weeks. I had the bike transported back to Dublin to my local garage, which is Retro Bikes Dublin, and he's going to be giving it a full once over to make sure everything's okay. To be fair, Duck was unscathed. I was the only one that got hurt, essentially. So hopefully I'll be able to ride again in the next few weeks. I don't know how long it's going to take to recover, but I'll be going for surgery tomorrow. I'll be out for like an hour. Then they're going to keep me for a few hours, and assuming everything's okay, I walk out that day. So yeah, it's not the end of the trip that I wanted, but it is the end of the trip that I got. But I plan to finish it, I think. The summer's still got a few months left in it now, to be honest. So I think after I'm better, and to regain my confidence, because I think I will lose some confidence in the bike after the fall, and the fact that I won't be able to ride for like a month, I think I will lose some confidence. So I want to regain that. So I will take another trip the opposite direction and finish the loop, and then go back to Dublin, I think, for a few days. But yeah, so marks the end of my trip, and the consequences, learning experience. It was a good time though. First time breaking the bone, first time I'm gonna get surgery. But yeah, thumbs up. So much for my trip, and I hope you enjoyed watching the entire trip. To be honest, I have other trips planned. As I already said, I'm going to take another one hopefully in the next couple of months. I'm planning to take a different trip entirely in December, which is going to be another step on my ultimate journey, and then we'll just go from there. But yeah, thanks everybody, and have a good one.